Okay, I think it's 9:01. We should probably get started. So, first of all, I would like to welcome everybody to the first WISPALS meeting of this new academic year. So happy new school year, everybody. My name is Amy Mannion. I am the library director at Waukesha County Technical College, and this is the first meeting where I am chairing as the chair of the executive committee. For those who are new and may not know, this position rotates alphabetically by the name of the school. This is I'm in my 8th year as director, and so we must have been pretty early in the alphabet when I first started. So it is our turn, Waukesha County Technical College. It also means the annual meeting, in-person meeting next summer will be at our location. So, and I understand we have some new people today. We're going to start off with roll call. And if we get to someone and it's your first time attending a WISPALS executive committee meeting, in addition to saying here, if you also just want to give a quick hello, that would be great. So we'll start off. And do we have someone here from Black Hawk Technical College today?
Good morning. My name is John Moedic. I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning Resources. I'm filling in for a library position. We're rehiring that role. We had final interviews yesterday, so glad to
Well, good. Congratulations and thanks for being here today, John.
Hmm.
Do we have someone from Fox Valley Technical College here? Catherine? No Catherine today? Okay. Maybe she will join us later. How about, I already saw Gary, but Gateway Technical College?
Gateway Technical College. I'm the Dean of Learning Success here at Gateway. I've been to a few of these meetings over the years. It's almost 25 years now. I'm the
Wow.
old goat on the on the thing here now.
Well, we appreciate all your institutional knowledge, Gary. How about Lakeshore College?
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I'm the Library and Academic Success Manager here at Lakeshore.
Thank you, Alyssa. And thank you, everybody, for identifying yourselves so that our new people know who everybody is. That's a really great idea. So Mid-State Technical College?
Amber from
Amber, are you?
Mid-State.
Great.
And I haven't been with the library services as long as Gary, so I lean on him heavily, and Kim and Kelly and everybody and Katie.
Of course. Thank you, Amber. Moraine Park Technical College.
Hi, I'm Laura Lauterbach. I'm the new Library Services Coordinator at Moraine Park Technical College. I've been here just a couple months, so I have a lot to learn.
Well, welcome, Laura. We're glad to have you on our team. Thank you. North Central Technical College.
Hi, I'm Katie Aldrich, representing the library here at North Central.
Hi, Katie. Thank you. Northeast Wisconsin Technical College.
Good morning. I'm Julie Chapman. I'm the Supervisor of Library Instruction, and I am filling in for Kim LaPlante, the Library Manager, who's in the second week of her 3-week European vacation. So.
I thought that's maybe where Kim was. Wonderful news for Kim, and thank you for being here today, Julie. And Northwood Technical College.
Allison is joining us a little later today.
Thanks for letting us know, Andy. I am here for Waukesha County Technical College and Western Technical College.
Morning, everyone. My name's Ellen. I am a librarian at Western, representing our college on this group.
Thank you, Ellen. And that is our agenda, our roll call. So we'll move on and ask if there are any additions to today's agenda, which Melody helpfully put on screen here and was sent out ahead of time. Hopefully you had a chance to look at it. Okay, I'd like to make one very quick announcement, which is next on the list, and that is that I was able to secure a presenter spot, a speaking spot at our monthly, we call it college communications meeting. It's an online meeting with our entire faculty and staff. And that is happening this morning at 10 o'clock. So I will be leaving this meeting at 9:50 to log on as a presenter for that meeting. And Andy and Melody will finish up today's meeting if we haven't gotten through all the agenda items. Are there any other announcements at all from any of our member schools here?
I know there's lots of new staff, so I don't know if we're doing new staff announcements, but we hired our new librarian over the summer. She started in August. So if you have a chance to meet our new librarian, Abby Von Arks, I'm looking forward to working with her. So we're excited about that.
Congratulations, Ellen. Anyone else?
Some staff updates for NTC as well. We have a new library services technician, Matt Cavanaugh. And then also our Learning Commons manager is now Matt Haneke.
Great. Congrats to you, Katie.
Really quick, Ellen, do we have Abby's information? Did you send that to?
I think Rebecca had it.
Okay,
I sent it
perfect.
to like the Wills email, and I think Rebecca was already on getting the like directory updated.
Perfect. Just wanted to make sure we had her contact information and
I
had given
appreciate
her
that. And
access
if
to
you
these.
need
Yeah.
it, I can certainly share with you again.
Nope. If it went to Rebecca, it is done.
We had a librarian start in May, but I might have mentioned it at I can't remember if it was before or after the annual meeting or if I had a chance to mention it there, but we picked up Kelly Hinton, who had been at UW Waukesha, which is one of the two-year schools that closed in spring. And so she's now working part-time for us. Any other announcements? I was recently in a meeting for learning how to be a facilitator for Franklin Covey. And I learned that when you ask a question, you're supposed to wait 20 seconds for an answer, which seems sometimes long and hard. But I think we've given everyone an opportunity to make any announcements. So we'll move on to our next agenda item, which is the annual report. And I'll turn this over to Andy. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. I would count to 7 when I wait, and that feels like torture. So 20 seconds seems like people are just going to leave. Guess the meeting's over. All right, so I hope you all had a chance to look at the 24-25 annual report. A few of you sent some updates, which have been implemented and are in this final version that you see on your screen. Does anybody have any final requests or questions or comments about our annual report? Six, seven, okay. And so with that, I guess I am looking for a motion to approve if everybody's comfortable with it.
I will first of all say thank you for putting this together. I always enjoy looking at it. It's nice to have this document. So thank you for your work on it, Andy. And I will make the motion to approve the annual report. May I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Gary. And also, I think it helps our recorder if you say your name when you're seconding or making a motion. So at this time, is there any discussion? Okay, then we'll take a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Hi.
Hi.
Are there any opposed? Okay, then the annual report is approved and we can move on to our next agenda item, which is budget. And that is also for Andy to discuss.
That's me too. So this is the second version of the 26-27 budget that you are all seeing. This one includes cooperative purchasing, the purchases that are managed through the WISPALS contract. Again, our largest vendor partner, the vendor partner with whom we spend the most money on the co-op side. Infobase kept their increases at 1% again this year or next year. So many years in a row, we have been very lucky because those are not cheap products to purchase. The pricing is on screen. Melody has it here. Many of them are estimates based on the fact that a lot of vendors don't want to give us pricing this far in advance. And the estimate is built off quite a few years now of what historical annual increases are. So they're usually pretty accurate. And I always, if I don't know, I err high so that when the pricing comes in lower, we've budgeted appropriately. Otherwise, on the operating budget, there isn't anything that has changed from when you saw this back in April, I believe. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
I'll just say really quickly, the only major change is that the reserves are lower than what they were because we did use reserves for year one implementation costs.
Process for this, I don't need approval at this time, so we will approve this budget at our November meeting. So the next time we get together in 2 months, which is somehow November is in 2 months. My brain just exploded. So we will approve at that point. I don't anticipate any changes between then and now, but if you do see anything that's concerning or you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Oh, Gary. Gary, why?
Thank you, Andy, and thanks for that notification, Gary, of how we better get Christmas shopping soon. Andy, you are the next agenda item as well regarding the Wall Scholarship sponsorship.
Yeah, so the Wall recently opened up registration, and for those who aren't aware, they have WLA has kind of combined the two conferences. Well, not that they're the same conference, but Wall will be held Monday and Tuesday of the week of the.
I just wanted to quickly apologize and note that what I have on here is not right.
That is the 2020 conference. So
Right.
Yeah, this is the.
I will grab the right information and share it in just a second. Sorry, folks. Sorry to interrupt, Andy.
Okay, this is just what you're seeing on the screen is just the proposal, the process that we ran in 2020. And I just wanted to give it to you for an example of what we could possibly do if we were going to do a scholarship for the conference. So the conference is actually kind of soon. It's coming up next month, the 27th and 28th. And then the WLA annual conference is the 29th through the 31st. I think there are meetings the evening, the 28th and a reception. So there's a little overlap. They're both in Middleton. Also kind of prefacing this with the fact that early bird registration ends this Monday. And it's kind of it's not an insignificant registration cost difference. Thanks for pulling that up, Melody. So early bird registration for members, and we have an institutional membership, which we could use for this. So we could get member registration costs, but the price goes from $275 to $305. But the non-member price is quite a bit higher. Okay, so all of that said, what we've done in the past is essentially recruit a call for anybody to submit their name for a potential scholarship to attend. In the past, when we have done this before, we've set $500 as the budget for the scholarship. When we did run this before, they were virtual conferences. It was during the pandemic and the registration costs were much lower and there was no travel costs. And we were able to send multiple people to the conference because of our $500 budget. As you can see, it doesn't quite go as far now that we're back in person. All of that background said, I really just want to get a sense of if there's interest from the group in possibly sponsoring somebody for the conference. If so, at what rate, and would we want to also include travel costs or accommodation costs or, per diem costs. Another option is that we have also sponsored the conference in the past with like sponsoring the poster session, I think is actually what we've done at a $500 level. So there are a couple of different ways we can support WAL or support our students going to WAL. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that. So there's all the background information. Any questions or thoughts?
So I'm a little biased because I found myself on the planning committee for WAL this year and I've never actually been to WAL. So that's so fun. But I will say that currently registrations are down quite a bit. I don't know how scholarships have worked in the past. But from my perspective, sponsoring something at the conference would make a bigger difference for WAL than sponsoring someone. That's just where I'm at with no prior information.
That's okay. What we've done in the past is when we've sent a staffer, part of the give and take of that is that they would report back from sessions they attended to the rest of the group who maybe wasn't able to attend. And so we have done like a recording that we could share with not just the executive committee, but with all the WISPALS staffers. So the benefit to the consortium is a little more obvious in that situation. While I think a full sponsorship is more partnership showing our commitment to WLA.
So the person going is like from this group.
It has been primarily staff, so
Okay.
not, but it could be somebody from this group. That's not saying that it couldn't be. It's essentially an open call. People submit their names.
Okay, got it.
We have options of if we do a selection process where we look at like a statement, we could just draw names out of a hat. We could do a lot of different ways to award the scholarship.
Got it. Okay. Thanks, Andy.
Mm-hmm. And the example process I shared, we never actually got to run because that year the conference got canceled.
Perspective, I would love the first option. I can't speak for like our college and whether or not we'd be able to send somebody for sure. But I like the idea of whoever goes sharing back because not everybody gets to go. And so that would really be a nice professional development opportunity, like for all of our library staff together to like get some kind of, golden nuggets from that experience.
Again, not sure if this helps either, but Melody and myself and Rachel are presenting at both. So if the decision was based on like us getting info back, we could certainly help with that.
For Moraine Park, I'm attending as well, and one of my employees is coming with me, so we will have two people there as well, and we could always share out too what we learn. So that helps.
Thanks, Laura.
And I guess when I see the I just registered us and everything, and the $500 is great, but I mean there is depending on where the person lives. I mean there is quite a bit of costs with travel.
Right.
So I guess you have to factor that in. I don't know how that would work if their college would pay for it, if that would be the person's own expenses. So.
I think we should definitely support in some way, which it doesn't really matter to me, I guess, but I would like to support as WISPAL, as a consortium, support it in some way. I do know the keynote speaker who will be speaking at Wall and can really endorse her. She's Barbara Alvarez is going to be a good speaker, I think. Keynote.
She did a Will's World Shorts for us a year or two ago, and she was, a delight. Yep.
Yeah. I wish these two conferences weren't the same week as Open Ed. The Open Ed conference is the same week. So between the three of them, they're all three conferences I would like to attend. That's difficult.
No, they're not three Amy's.
Right. Right.
Right. Here's what I'm sort of hearing, and you tell me what you think about this. It is kind of a tight turnaround to get this process moving in time to get everybody registered and, we have folks on the group here who are going to be attending, quite a few, it sounds like, which is great. Stop by the exhibit hall and see us. Wills is going to be there. For WLA, we won't be there for WELL, unfortunately. So I'm wondering if it does sound like maybe a better option to sponsor this year instead of have a scholarship. What are you all thinking? I see a couple nodding heads and I have some neighborhood noise.
Yeah, that's what I'm churning in my head, is the process of this and who's going to review and read. And I, for one, I'm going to say not it. So I'm like in a boat that's taking on water and I'm bailing out water. So, yeah, I would suggest sponsorship. But then make a note to like start the process like in August next year. I'm comfortable with doing a scholarship, but it's just the process.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but we unfortunately didn't have the programs out until fairly recently. So it was kind of hard to ask people to commit when they didn't know what the programming might be. I do see some agreement in the chat here too.
That's what I was going to say. Should we call for a motion to support sponsoring this year in the amount of what, $500? Could we get an actual motion to support $500 in a sponsorship form to Wall for 2025?
So moved. This is Gary.
Thank you, Gary. And may I have a second?
I can second. This is Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen. Is there any further discussion? And Katie, I think I'll be attending Wall as well, so I guarantee somebody will get feedback about, we'll be sure to get some nuggets at the next meeting, even if we don't have a sponsor, a person to attend. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Welcome, Catherine. By the way, I just saw Catherine's joined us. Catherine, we're in the middle of a vote on sponsoring, allocating $500 to sponsor Wall this year. And is there anyone opposed? Okay, that has passed. Catherine, if you want to say a quick hello and introduce yourself, as we have new members at our first meeting of the year.
Oh, I'm sorry to come in late then.
No worries.
Hey, Catherine Johnson, Fox Valley Technical College. Welcome, new members.
Thank you, Catherine. All right, we are on agenda item number 7, which is the project manager report. So Melody, take it away.
Thanks. Yeah, hopefully you had a chance to take a look at the project manager report. There's a lot of links in there. One thing I did want to highlight is that we are doing a WMS sort of check-in on the 4th Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m., which will be next. The next one will be next Tuesday at 9 a.m. That's September 23rd. we're not limited to topics. We're kind of just continuing the check-ins or the office hours that we had been doing weekly. The loosely topic for the next meeting is on discovery configuration. So we'll just be reviewing some of those. If you're willing, I would love to have a couple of you share your configuration and things that you've done. That will be super helpful. I am gonna share or highlight a couple of different things that I know folks are doing, but if you're willing to do that, that would be fantastic because I know others will greatly appreciate sharing your configuration. But again, it's not that time that we'll spend together isn't limited to talking about discovery configuration. So if you do have a specific question or a configuration on something else that you want to ask folks about, please bring that. Or if you have recently done something or implemented something or a process or procedure that you're like, hey, this is working really well, we would also love to hear about that. And just a quick reminder that we are recording those and we are putting those in our WISPALS. Let me actually bring that up. Just as a reminder, we have a WISPALS resource. So it looks like this, and I'm just gonna, sorry, my computer is lagging a little bit. Let me throw this link in the chat. There is a link to this in the resource, WISPALS resources coda. It's pinned at the top, but I just want to make sure everyone is aware of it. So there's all the different WMS sections. There's information on there. The recordings that we're doing for office hours are, I'm adding them down here. And then anything that is shared during those meetings, I'm also including links there. So if you didn't have a chance to watch the one from last month or weren't able to attend, we focused on patron training. I had shared Blackhawk's fantastic search guide and that Madeline had put together before she left Blackhawk. And it's really fantastic if you want to take a look at it. But I also created a Canva template for searching that folks can go in and just make a copy and then add your own screenshots. And then you could add that to anything if you'd like. It's pretty basic, so you can flesh it out as you see fit. But again, I will be adding all of our check-ins and a link to the recording, and any links that are shared during those meetings, they will be here. All right, I think that's all I wanted to share. Andy, do you have anything you wanted to highlight from the report?
Just a couple of quick things. One is that it is the time of year to evaluate us as your consortia managers. So following the meeting today, we're going to send that survey to you. The deadline to complete it is October 1st. So if you could please take a few moments and give us your honest feedback. We are always looking for ways to be better service providers. The process for that is the survey will be open through October 1st, and then in mid-October, the performance evaluation. Thanks, Carrie. The performance evaluation committee will review in mid-October, and then we will provide you all with any kind of action items to respond to any concerns and the results of that survey in November when we meet. Also, the Archives Interest Group is they met on July 24th. Their next meeting is coming up on September 25th. We have had some turnover in that group, so I want to make sure that everybody is aware. Share it with your staff. Shout it from the mountaintops that we always welcome new members to that group. If you have anybody on staff or if you yourself are, sorry, the archives meeting gets scheduled. It is the 25th, Katie. Oh, because Riley, yeah, let's talk offline, okay? I'll reach out to you, Katie.
Okay, we couldn't find like an actual Zoom meeting or a time of day for September 25th.
Okay, it's in the base camp. I don't think you're a member of the group's base camp, which is probably why.
If you could send that to me, that'd be great.
Yes, I will do that. Okay, and also if anybody else has volunteers that they that want to join the committee, just reach out to me. I'll get everybody set up. And our meeting, I believe, is at 1 p.m. But I'm never good at remembering those
I
things.
think it's at 2, Andy. I think it's 2 p.m.
You're right. It is at 2 p.m.
Could you send any information out to us new people about what the Archives Committee is and their purpose, and so that I can send it out to my people too? I don't think we have
Totally.
anybody on it. I don't know. Never heard of it, so.
Yeah, I can give a little of that information right now. So it's a pretty loose group, folks who have been tasked with or are interested in creating an archive, be it physical or digital, for their college. A lot of folks seem to come to the library and think the library is the place to do that. So we have been meeting to talk about, I don't think any of us are archivists. So we're getting together to talk about how we might do that, share kind of best practices. I'm actually also a consortium manager for Recollection Wisconsin, which is the state's digital heritage collection, and many colleges and universities build their digital archives using Recollection Wisconsin's infrastructure, which is right now free, which is an excellent option. So I will send information about the group I'll put it on the executive committee's Basecamp message board, and then you're welcome to share it out as widely as you like.
And information for the next meeting, if you go to message board and click on that, Andy posted it. Oh, that's July 24th. Sorry.
It's in the calendar and the
Are there any questions about anything else for the project manager report?
Melody, I just wanted to give a shout out. That CODA site that you have is very helpful. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Ellen, who was very helpful and shared with me a video that she created to describe their new library search, their discovery system. Unfortunately, I won't be using it today I was hoping to create a similar video, but the learning curve was too steep for me, Ellen. I'm very impressed with your video, and we don't have Camtasia, so I made a simpler video for my presentation a little later today. But I just wanted to say thanks to Ellen, who graciously shared her resource as well.
Oh, you know what? I apologize. I did share. I found her information too and shared that at this meeting on August 26th, but I did not. I neglected to put a link into it, so I'm sorry. But yes, it's a really cool video.
Okay, do we have to approve the project report, Melody, or is that just a report out?
Nope, it's just
Okay.
information.
Okay, then we can move on to our next agenda item, which I think is a really valuable one that Katie is going to lead the discussion regarding some accessibility issues and compliance. So Katie, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to really bring this topic up to the group and then see where and in what ways we can either collaborate or share out or something. As you probably have heard, April of 2026, the new legislation regarding ADA compliance goes into effect, and that can impact anything from like social media that we post to content that we create, obviously websites and that kind of thing. But, there's going to be, our PDFs accessible and, a much more detailed kind of look at that. And so our college has been, there's different individuals at our college that have been looking at guides or trainings or possibilities of like how can we get all of our staff trained in any areas they might like not know about, and so that we can do our best to make sure that both retroactively but also moving forward we can make sure that things are very much accessible. And so we're still kind of in that like waiting for those professional opportunities to show up, and April's coming up really fast. And I don't know where each of your colleges are at, but I don't want to wait till the last minute. And I was hoping that I didn't put in a formal like project plan request thing that we have that sheet for, but I just wanted to bring up the discussion and see like, are any of your libraries, either within your library or as a college, like participating in certain trainings that you found useful? Are there any even like speakers we might want to bring in for our own consortia? Are there things that you found helpful, or are you also kind of looking for ways that you could collaborate and just kind of get a head start on all of this?
Katie, I would be happy to share some information for WCTC. So our school has actually hired a consultant, an accessibility consultant, and I had to meet with that consultant. Gosh, several months ago. It was maybe like March. And because we use LibGuides CMS to basically power our what we consider to be our library homepage. And that was pretty rigorously reviewed by this consultant. And we got a very long list of things that we needed to do to move us closer towards that compliance. We've probably completed about 80% of that list. And one of the one of the things we haven't done yet, which we're not sure how to do, is you mentioned about making PDFs accessible. So that is something we haven't done yet, but we've done a lot of the other things that revolved mostly around making sure that colors were, contrasting, that images had alt tags. We had a lot of it already, but there were a few things that had slipped through the cracks here and there, a lot with headings so that screen readers could get through our website. And then the consultant that we had worked with was no longer with the company, so there was a new consultant. And we just met with that new consultant about 2 weeks ago, who now was looking more deeply at our actual LibGuides, and we have a whole new list of things that we need to address. And that consultant did say he was going to offer training on how to make PDFs accessible. So once we have had that training, I will be more than happy to share what we learn with our consortium here.
Sounds wonderful. Was that a SpringShare consultant or some other company?
No, it was not from SpringShare at all. This was
Okay.
like an independent, like, accessibility consultant. So. And it's our college doing all kinds of aspects of our digital presence, not just the library.
Now I want a consultant, Amy, to do the review so that I can just really focus on the work. But we are also, I think everybody has this on their radar this year. We're basically just doing a review of all of our guides and resources. I will use like browser extensions. There's actually the Web Accessibility in Mind conference, which was yesterday and today, which is free and virtual if you're looking for some like current things. But also Julie put in the chat, and I would second, the SpringShare accessibility training is actually very good. So they have lots of like trainings and materials on how to do accessibility checking, but also like how to make accessible content on your guides. I feel like this is like we're just talking about it and working on it. So I'm with Katie and listening for strategies to sort of do it in a more big picture way. But
we have a time set tomorrow to meet with SpringShare for their consulting services. Our marketing team said, with that, their price is kind of within the guidelines of what they would expect for such a service to kind of like, and what they would do is help to build a template that would be, accessible, and we would kind of fall within that with our guides. And our marketing team said they would pitch in funds for it even. So like, okay, that's all right.
Gary, can you share the ballpark of what that consulting costs? Amy, too, would be
Oh,
nice.
let me see. I'll have to give me a second. I'll find the email.
Ellen, I'm also attending as many of those WAIM sessions yesterday and today as I can, and thankfully they're being recorded so I can watch some of them later.
I was just gonna ask if any are being recorded because I registered and have not made it to a single one.
I think like the design and build package is like $4,000. But tomorrow is kind of our consulting. They'll find our price point there.
Thanks,
But
Gary.
yeah, our marketing team didn't bat an eye at $4,000 though.
Minitex has done a couple of webinars recently, and I actually just found the recording for one. I'll drop it in chat and I'll put it in the notes as well.
Thank you all so much for sharing. I'd love to like keep this conversation going, whether on Basecamp or future meetings, as we all discover new things to look out for, or maybe, you know, some different opportunities to help us make sure that we're being comprehensive in our compliance.
Thank you so much for that agenda item, Katie. We can move on. I might actually be able to finish this meeting before I have to leave. So the next item on our agenda are appreciations and celebrations. We already celebrated some new staffing, but are there any other things that anybody would like to mention or highlight?
I did not share this earlier because they're not technically library staff, but I have several new academic success staff, and they're doing really, really awesome work already, which is helping me to be able to do library things too, which is novel.
That's great, Alyssa. Definitely co-partners with us. We have them right in our library as well, academic support staff that work alongside us.
I think since I missed the last meeting, I wanted to mention that Fox Valley Tech has been accredited for another 10 years. And I was actually told that I was helpful at the meeting because when they asked what kind of how do you pull it with the what kind of publications or support for, you know, propelling knowledge forward is Fox Valley doing? And everyone just sort of looked like deer in the headlights because we don't do research here, but they totally forgot all of our OER. So I raised my hand and said, we have all these OER textbooks that faculty are developing, everything from the nursing. So then everyone were like, oh yes, we do all this OER. And then that took the conversation forward.
Congratulations on that accreditation and the shout out, Catherine. Anyone else? Okay, it looks like the last item on the agenda is idea and challenge sharing or any other communications. This is your last chance to weigh in.
I am curious if any of the other schools, and I could look this up, but if any of the other schools participate in accreditations, like not the HLC. We just got that as well, Catherine. So congrats. It's a lot of work. But like for the healthcare programs, we're currently doing the Bar Association accreditation for our paralegal program. And I am wondering if there's anyone in this group that is also participate. Oh, Ellen said she did that last year. Okay, I might connect with you, Ellen, because holy cow. Our visit this year is virtual. So figuring out how to do a virtual accreditation has been really tough for our legal program. And the library. Oh, perfect. Amazing. Expect some emails, ladies.
Alyssa, we also do program accreditations. I've done culinary, I've done early childhood, I've done a couple of different ones, and I sort of have a standard form that I used from the previous place I used to work in Illinois, where I have I just change it for whatever the program is. I highlight the resources that we have, both like print collection, digital resources. I just kind of go through this whole thing, and then I have all the library services, and I just provide that to, the associate dean from that area. And then usually I'm asked to be available if there's a site visit, in case they usually stop in the library, ask a few questions. Yeah, it's not really, it's when I say template, I'll just share, I don't know how to share an actual document here. Andy or Melody, what do you recommend? It's like a Word document that shows everything that we have. What's the best way to share that?
Maybe post it to Basecamp?
Okay.
In a new message?
Sure. I will post in Basecamp what I use. When there's a new program accreditation, I just go in and change it from whatever program it was to a new one and look up the additional information. So I'll share that on Basecamp.
Thanks, Amy. Yeah, we do a lot of them, but this Bar Association one just seems to be outside the realm of any other program. So just looking to collaborate a little and commiserate about that.
Any other ideas or sharing, communication? Okay, I think that takes us to the end of our agenda and the end of our meeting. I will share that our next meeting is Wednesday, November 19th, from 9 a.m. until 10:15 on Zoom. And Melody and Andy will make sure that we have all the materials that we need and links, etc. So that's it for today, and I can get to my next meeting. So thank you, everybody.
Perfect timing.
I know, very good. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Take
Bye-bye.
care.